Emma Wilkins never really believed in destiny or any of that cosmic stuff. Honestly, she wasn't even supposed to be in this part of the woods. Her Saturday agenda had only involved pizza and a marathon of cheesy sci-fi shows. But naturally, her bike had other ideas. One flat tire later, she found herself trudging through the thick forest near town, hoping to find a shortcut back home. That's when she tripped, literally, over something hidden beneath a thick layer of moss. She figured it was just some rusty junk, maybe an old car part or broken farm tool. Curiosity piqued. Emma squatted down and brushed away the moss with a swipe of her hand. What she revealed was no ordinary scrap. Instead, it was a smooth, dark metallic surface carved with intricate patterns. It looked like armor. Whoa, she whispered, feeling her pulse quicken. Tugging at it, she struggled to pull it free from the dirt. Finally, with a bit of effort, she yanked it loose. A large, oddly lightweight shoulder piece glinted under the sunlight filtering through the trees. And it didn't look human. It looked like something straight out of one of those sci-fi shows she loved to binge. Without a second thought, because stopping to think wasn't really her style, she did what any curious teenager would do. She tried it on. The moment the shoulder piece settled on her, the world shifted. The armor seemed to come alive, unfolding and spreading across her like liquid metal, encasing her entirely. She gasped, heart pounding, as the suit covered her like a futuristic knight in gleaming armor. "All right, this is," she began, speaking to no one in particular as she stood there in full alien armor in the middle of the forest. She expected something exciting to happen. Maybe she'd shoot lasers or start flying. But nothing, just silence. Looking down, she flexed her armored fingers and sighed. "Awesome. I look like some kind of knockoff action figure." She started pulling at the gauntlets and chest piece, trying to get it off, but it wouldn't budge. Anxiety crept in as she tugged harder. "Come on, this isn't funny." She yanked even harder, but the armor only seemed to tighten its grip. Then, there was a soft, almost polite beep. Emma stopped, startled, glancing around. Did it just beep?" she asked the suit, half expecting it to answer. And it did. "Greetings, user. You have successfully activated the Aegis-class combat armor, Model 4 Theta." A calm, slightly British-sounding voice echoed inside the helmet. Emma's mouth fell open. Initiating system calibration. Please remain stationary." "Wait, no, I don't want." Her body stiffened, locking into place. Panic surged as she stood frozen, helpless, while alien symbols and diagnostics began to flash across a screen in the helmet. "Calibration complete," the voice finally announced, though it felt like an eternity had passed. In reality, only 30 seconds. "You are now fully integrated with the combat interface." Emma groaned in exasperation. "Fully integrated? I didn't even want to be integrated. How do I take this thing off?" "System override request denied. Armor removal is not advised under current circumstances." "What circumstances?" "I'm in a forest. The most dangerous thing out here is a squirrel." "Incorrect. Threat level Alpha 4. Scanning for hostile entities." Emma glanced around at the trees and empty forest floor. "Hostile? There's nothing here but trees and—" Whoa! The suit's gauntlet suddenly raised, and a massive, translucent blue energy shield flared into existence around her, humming with raw power. Emma's jaw dropped as nearby branches crackled under the shield's pressure. "What the heck? Turn it off." "No hostiles detected. Shield deactivated." The shield flickered and disappeared, leaving Emma breathless. She closed her eyes, willing herself to stay calm. "This is insane. I can't walk home like this. People will think I'm some kind of alien invader." She started walking, surprised at how smoothly the suit moved with her, almost like it was part of her. But as she trudged through the woods, a chilling thought crept in. What if I can't ever take it off? Reaching the forest edge, she could finally see her house in the distance. "All right, Emma, just get home. Stay calm. There's probably a tutorial online. Someone out there knows how to remove alien armor, right?" She was already picturing herself hunched over a laptop, searching how to remove alien tech, when a soft beep sounded in her helmet. "Warning, incoming unidentified spacecraft detected." Emma froze, eyes wide. "Spacecraft? That has to be wrong. I live in the middle of nowhere. Trajectory suggests imminent arrival within 30 minutes. Recommend immediate defensive posture." "Defensive posture against what?" she asked, but the suit's systems were already whirring to life, adjusting and preparing for something. Emma, on the other hand, was entirely unprepared. "This has to be a joke," she muttered, stepping into her quiet neighborhood while encased in the full alien armor. She threw a wary glance at the sky, half expecting a UFO to swoop down at any second, but all she got was an empty sky and an awkward, clanking walk home. "So," she muttered sarcastically, "just another normal Saturday, right? First, my bike betrays me. Then, I find an alien suit. And now, oh look, I'm invincible." She threw her hands up in exasperation, only for the suit's thrusters to suddenly ignite. Wah! She yelped as the suit launched her 5 feet into the air. She landed with a thud, face down in a patch of daisies. Flight system malfunction. Recalibrating, the suit reported in its calm, unbothered tone. Emma lifted her head, spitting out a mouthful of grass. What is wrong with you? Malfunction resolved. Suggest further testing of flight capabilities. No, absolutely not. We are not testing anything. Emma picked herself up, dusted off her armor, and marched toward her house. I'm going home, and we're figuring out how to get you off me. And that's that. After a few more clunky steps, Emma finally made it to her house. But, of course, her little brother Max was sitting on the front porch, absorbed in his phone. Max was 12, endlessly nosy, and way too smart for his age. She froze. Maybe she could sneak past him without any questions. She crept forward. Hey Emma, Max called out, his eyes still glued to the screen. Emma stopped dead. Yeah. She tried to sound casual. Max glanced up and nearly dropped his phone. Holy, what is that? Nothing. Emma tried to shrug, but the armor hummed with a loud mechanical whir, making subtlety impossible. Max was on his feet instantly, eyes wide as he circled her. Is that an alien suit? He reached out to touch one of the shoulder plates. Don't touch it. Emma batted his hand away, but he was undeterred. This is so cool, he said breathlessly. Where'd you find it? Can I try it? Does it fly? Shoot lasers? Are you a superhero now? Emma let out an exasperated groan, rubbing her gloved hand over the helmet's faceplate. Max, I don't know what this thing is. It just attached itself to me, and I can't get it off. Max blinked, absorbing her words, then grinned as if she'd told him it was Christmas. Awesome. No, not awesome. It keeps doing weird stuff, Emma whispered. It almost launched me into the next county. Max's eyes sparkled with even more excitement. Did it really? You've got to show me. Try it again. Absolutely not. I am not flying again. As if waiting for its cue, the suit chimed, flight system online. Manual override enabled. Flight testing is recommended for optimal control. No, Emma yelled. For the last time, I am not. Whoosh. The thrusters activated, shooting her straight up into the air. Emma screamed as she rocketed 30 feet above the house, flailing wildly as Max cheered below. Yeah, go Emma. Max, I swear I'll kill you, she shouted, desperately trying to stabilize herself. How do I turn this off? Flight deactivation is initiated by mental command, the suit replied serenely. Please focus on the ground. I am focusing. Bring me down. With a sudden jolt, the thrusters cut out and Emma dropped like a stone. She shut her eyes, bracing for impact, but instead of crashing into the yard, she bounced gently and landed on her feet like a superhero after an epic leap. She blinked, shocked to be alive. Flight test successful, the suit declared. Successful? Emma sputtered, still shaking. I almost died. Max raced up to her, eyes practically glowing. That was amazing. You looked like a superhero. Do it again. Emma shot him a look that could melt steel. No, Max wasn't fazed. Come on, Em. You've got this epic suit. You could be the world's greatest superhero. Think of all the things you could do. I don't want to do any things, Emma snapped. I just want to get this off and go back to being a normal person. Max tilted his head, giving Emma a skeptical look. Normal? You were never normal. Shut up, Emma muttered, inching toward the front door. But before she could reach it, the suit chimed again. Warning, hostile entity detected. Preparing for defensive maneuvers. Emma froze. Hostile? What? There's nothing here. Max's eyes grew wide. Did it just say hostile? What's going on? I don't know. It's been acting up all day, Emma hissed, turning around to scan the yard. All she saw was the familiar porch, the trees, and the mailbox, until the ground started to shake. A low rumble echoed through the street, followed by the unmistakable roar of engines. Emma and Max both turned toward the horizon, where a massive cloud of dust was rising, heading straight for them. Is that a... Max started, but Emma cut him off. Oh, come on. Seriously, charging toward them was what looked like a massive, sleek hovercraft, glinting silver and armed to the teeth with weapons. Flanking it were two smaller, equally menacing vehicles, hovering just inches off the ground, throwing up dirt and debris as they closed in. Unidentified vehicle, the suit announced. Hostile presence confirmed. Max's face lit up. Aliens. It's aliens. Emma, however, was anything but thrilled. For the love of, this day just keeps getting worse, she muttered, heart pounding as the alien hovercraft approached. The suit's voice echoed in her ears with eerie calm. Hostile entities closing in. Defensive systems engaged. Oh no, 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 Emma cried, whirling around. I don't want defensive systems engaged. I just want to go home. Max, on the other hand, was practically bouncing. This is awesome. Are they going to shoot lasers? Do you have lasers? Can I? Max, shut up. Emma snapped, her gaze fixed on the incoming vehicles. This was not a game. She didn't know who these aliens were, but if the suit was was reacting like this, it couldn't mean anything good. The hovercraft came to a screeching halt about 50 yards away. A hatch on top slid open, and out stepped two beings who were unmistakably not human. They were tall and lean, with a metallic sheen to their skin that glimmered like polished steel. Each had elongated arms covered in armor far more advanced than anything Emma had ever seen. Their glowing blue eyes locked onto her, and suddenly, she felt incredibly small. One of the aliens took a step forward, its voice harsh and metallic but somehow understandable. "Surrender the armor, human." Emma's eyes widened. "So surrender? You can have it. Take it. I don't even want it." Max leaned closer, whispering, "Don't just give it to them. This is your chance to fight back." Emma shot him a look of pure disbelief. "Are you out of your mind? I'm not fighting aliens. I just want them to take this thing off me." The alien's eyes narrowed, their glow intensifying. "You have 10 seconds to comply, or we will remove it by force." Emma gulped. Okay, let's not be hasty." Before she could finish, the suit systems powered up fully. Energy crackled along her arms and legs, filling her with a strange surge of power she hadn't felt before. Before Emma could even react, a massive energy shield sprang up in front of her, cutting off the alien's view. Her stomach churned with dread. This was escalating fast. The second alien, visibly impatient, raised its weapon and fired a sizzling burst of blue energy. The suit responded instantly, deflecting the attack with ease. Emma shrieked, "Stop shooting at me." The first alien snarled, "She is activating the Aegis. We must take her down." Emma's heart raced. What the heck is the Aegis? As if hearing her thoughts, the suit's calm voice chimed in, "Aegis-class combat armor model for Theta. Designed for advanced intergalactic warfare, capable of repelling large-scale invasions and safeguarding against Class 5 planetary threats." Emma's jaw dropped. "Wait, so I'm wearing some kind of galactic superweapon?" "Affirmative. And you didn't think to tell me that earlier?" Meanwhile, the aliens weren't pausing for her shock. The second one fired another energy blast, and once again, the suit reacted, this time generating a pulse of counter-energy that sent the alien flying backward, slamming into the side of the hovercraft. Emma gasped, her pulse hammering. I didn't mean to do that. I don't even know what I'm doing." Max, however, was practically vibrating with excitement. "Emma, that was awesome. You just wrecked that guy." Emma grabbed her brother by the shoulders, her voice tight with panic. "Max, this is not awesome. This thing is going to get me killed." The first alien, snarling, spoke into a device on its arm. "Command, this is GT. The Aegis is active. We need reinforcements to secure the asset." Emma's stomach sank. "Reinforcements? No. I don't want reinforcements." The suit's AI, which she now knew was called Xeron, interrupted her spiraling thoughts. "User, please prepare for additional hostiles. I recommend activating full weapon systems." Emma's eyes widened. "No, don't activate anything. I don't even want to be in this thing." Xeron's voice remained calm, unfazed by her protests. "User is in control of all systems. Weapon activation requires your consent." Emma paused, a flicker of hope igniting. "Wait, I'm in control? I can stop it?" "Affirmative." Emma took a shaky breath. Okay, I can control this. I just need to..." Boom! Another explosion rocked the ground as a second hovercraft landed nearby, stirring up dirt and rocks. More aliens spilled out, each armed with intimidating weapons, and all of them locked their sights on her. "Oh, you have got to be kidding me," she muttered, her frustration boiling over. "Is everyone in the universe after this stupid suit?" Xeron's voice answered, "The Aegis-class armor is a highly coveted relic of intergalactic warfare. Once worn by the champion of the Teen Empire, it possesses unmatched combat capabilities." Emma groaned. "Why me? Why did this have to happen to me?" Max, meanwhile, looked like he'd just witnessed the best day of his life. "This is incredible. You're basically the most powerful person on the planet. Maybe the universe." Emma shot him a glare sharp enough to cut glass. "I don't want to be the most powerful person. I just want this thing off." The alien leader, GTH, took a menacing step forward, his patience clearly frayed. "Human, if you do not comply, we will rip that armor from your corpse." Emma froze, her eyes wide. "Wait, what?" Max nudged her urgently. "Maybe you should, not let them do that." She swallowed hard, steeling herself. "Okay, fine. If you want this thing, you'll have to." Hostiles approaching, Xeron interrupted. Engaging defensive measures. Before Emma could argue, the suit took over, launching her forward at blinding speed. She barely had a moment to process the movement before she slammed into the nearest alien, sending him sprawling to the ground. "What the? I didn't mean to do that," she yelped, stumbling back. Another alien charged at her, weapon raised, but the suit reacted faster than her own reflexes. Her arm shot out, and a glowing energy blade materialized from her gauntlet, slicing through the alien's weapon like it was made of paper. "Stay back," she shouted, unsure sure if the warning was meant for the aliens or the suit itself. The remaining aliens hesitated, clearly reevaluating their plan. Here she was, just Emma Wilkins, fighting aliens in her front yard, when all she really wanted was to have some pizza and a quiet Saturday. Please remain calm, Xeron's voice echoed, soothing but oblivious. Hostile forces are being neutralized. You are safe within the Aegis. Safe, Emma screamed. You call this safe? There are aliens trying to kill me. Max, thoroughly entertained, piped up. I mean, you're doing a pretty good job of not getting killed. Emma threw him a look that could cut steel. Not helping, Mac. GTH, still standing tall amid the chaos, sneered at her. You think you can handle the Aegis, human? You have no idea what it's capable of. She squared her shoulders, desperately trying to look braver than she felt. I don't want to know what it's capable of. I just want to take it off. GTH's sneer widened. The Aegis chooses its wearer. You are bound to it now, whether you like it or not. Emma's heart sank. Wait, bound to it? Xeron chimed in again, ever calm. Correct. The Aegis has selected you as its new operator. Removal is not recommended. Emma threw her hands up in exasperation. Of course it's not recommended, because nothing in my life is ever simple. Max leaned closer, his eyes gleaming. This is so cool. She shot him a look of pure frustration. You are the worst brother. Before she could process any further, GTH raised his weapon, preparing for round 2. But she'd had enough alien drama for one day. Taking a steadying breath, she focused on the ground, recalling what Xeron had said about mental control. Deactivate, she whispered. To her relief, the suit responded. The energy shields faded, the weapons disappeared, and the armor relaxed around her body. The aliens stared in disbelief. Max blinked. Did you just turn it off? Emma let out a long, shaky breath. Yeah, I did. But before she could feel any sense of relief, Xeron's voice echoed again in her helmet. Caution. Hostile reinforcements arriving. Emma groaned, looking to the sky where the faint sound of engines was growing louder. Oh, come on. She stood frozen, fists clenched inside the alien gauntlets, as the ground trembled and another wave of threats approached. Emma's heart hammered as she stared at the incoming hovercrafts. Reinforcements. She was stuck in a suit she couldn't take off, fighting aliens she had zero interest in, on what was supposed to be a chill Saturday. Meanwhile, Max was practically buzzing with excitement. More aliens. This is insane, he shouted. What do you think they'll bring this time? Maybe a massive laser tank or an army of robot soldiers? Emma threw him a withering glare. Max, shut up. This isn't a video game. But Max was too far gone, bouncing with anticipation. The hum of engines snapped Emma's focus back to the aliens, who were regrouping with renewed resolve. GTH's blue eyes glowed with intensity as he pointed at her. You cannot control the Aegis. Surrender now, and we will spare your life. Emma rolled her eyes. Oh please, can you all just chill for a second? I'm trying to figure out how to get this stupid thing off. GTH sneered, not amused. You don't understand, human. The Aegis is more than armor. It is a weapon of unmatched power, crafted for the galaxy's greatest warriors. And you are unworthy. Unworthy? Emma's voice spiked in frustration. I didn't want this thing. It just glued itself to me. If you think it's so amazing, then take it, please. Max, thoroughly engrossed, suddenly piped up. Emma, don't just give it to them. You're, like, the chosen one or something. Emma shot him a glare that would freeze lava. Max, this is not a movie. Before she could argue further, the reinforcements arrived. 2 colossal hovercrafts floated ominously overhead, much bulkier and heavily armed than the previous ones. Weapons bristled from every surface, and their engines thrummed with a threatening growl. Oh great, Emma muttered, exasperated. Just what I needed. Giant spaceships. As the ships descended, their landing gear extended, and massive cargo bay doors hissed open. Out stepped 2 new aliens, each taller and bulkier than GTH's crew. Their skin gleamed with a metallic sheen, and they moved with a confidence that could only come from countless battles. One, marked by a long scar down his face, barked out something in a language that sounded like rocks grinding together. Emma glanced at Max, who was as wide-eyed as she was. Was that Alien 4? Hello, we come in peace? GTH translated with a smirk. That was Kyle Trax. He says, surrender the Aegis now, or face the wrath of the Terran Empire. Emma sighed deeply, resigned to the sheer absurdity of it all. Of course, there's an empire involved, because why wouldn't there be? Max's eyes lit up even more. An empire? Emma, you're literally fighting an empire. This is huge. Emma rubbed her temples, feeling the weight of the situation pressing down on her. Max, do you have any idea what I'd give to be back on the couch eating pizza right now? The scarred alien, Kyle Trax, took a menacing step forward, a new weapon shimmering to life in his hands. Emma gritted her teeth, trying to muster every ounce of courage left. Xeron, she murmured, trying to sound as confident as possible. If we're going to survive this, I think it's time to engage those full weapon systems. The AI responded, affirmative, user. Engaging full weapon systems. As energy crackled to life along her armor, Emma glanced back at Max, who was grinning like he'd won the lottery. Stay behind me, Max, she said, feeling a rush of resolve. This may have been the last thing she ever wanted, but she wasn't about to let some intergalactic empire tear up her neighborhood. Max, you're really not helping, Emma muttered, feeling the tension coil tighter with each passing second. Before she could finish processing the thought, Xeron's voice echoed calmly in her helmet. Warning, enemy forces preparing for assault. Defensive measures are advised. Emma groaned. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they just have a friendly chat instead? It was far too late for that. Kyle Trax and his warriors raised their weapons, and the standoff transformed into an impending battle. Her heart raced. She had no idea how to fight, and these aliens were clearly professionals. Desperation spurred her mind to scramble for a plan. Any plan that didn't involve becoming a pile of human rubble. Xeron, she whispered urgently, is there any way to talk my way out of this? Diplomatic protocols are not available at this time, Xeron replied, as calm as ever. Great, so I'm stuck in a superweapon and diplomacy's off the table. Just perfect. Kyle Trax raised his arm, signaling his troops to charge. Emma's stomach dropped. Oh no, I'm not ready for this. But readiness wasn't an option. The Aegis surged to life, systems firing up at full throttle. Energy shields shimmered to life around her, and the gauntlets crackled with power. Emma's body started moving, but it wasn't really her moving. The suit had taken over, guiding her every motion with startling precision. One of the aliens lunged at her with a glowing energy blade. Before she could think, the suit reacted, blocking the strike with an energy shield and retaliating with a pulse of plasma that sent the alien flying backward. Emma's eyes went wide. Did I just do that? Affirmative, Xeron answered smoothly. Combat capabilities are now fully active. Another alien rushed her, and the suit spun her around to deliver a swift, brutal punch to his midsection. The alien dropped to the ground with a groan. Max, completely exhilarated, was practically vibrating with excitement. Emma, you're a total badass. Look at you. Emma, however, was less thrilled. I'm not doing any of this. It's all the suit. Kyle Trax let out an angry roar and charged at her, his enormous blade raised. Oh, come on, Emma yelled, bracing for impact. The suit reacted instantly, deflecting Trax's strike with a powerful energy pulse that sent him stumbling backward. But he wasn't down for long. He pushed himself up, eyes blazing, and locked his glare onto her. I don't suppose we can talk about this? She asked weakly. Trax lunged again, but the suit had other ideas. This time, it didn't just block him. It pulled Emma into the air, launching her into an awkward midair flip. She landed squarely on top of Trax's head, knocking him flat. For a moment, there was stunned silence. Did I just jump on his head? Emma gasped, horrified by the sheer absurdity of it. Max was beside himself with laughter. That was epic. You're like a ninja warrior. Emma felt her face heat with embarrassment. I'm never going to live this down, but there was no time to dwell on it. More aliens were closing in, and even with the suit's assistance, Emma knew she was way out of her depth. Taking a shaky breath, she focused. All right, Xeron, I think it's time to get serious. Show me everything this thing can do. Emma threw her hands up in frustration. Oh, now I'm just supposed to follow you? I don't even know who you are. The soldier didn't flinch. Lieutenant Ray Maddox, Terran Defense Fleet. And if you want to survive the next 5 minutes, you'll get in the ship. Now, Emma looked over at Max, who was gaping at the scene like it was the greatest thing he'd ever seen. Max, stay behind me, okay? Are you kidding? This is awesome, he shouted back, but even he looked a bit nervous as the chaos escalated around them. Emma glanced down at the Aegis armor and sighed. Xeron, please don't do anything weird. Just let me walk, all right? Affirmative, user, Xeron replied, a bit too cheerfully given the circumstances. Emma began moving toward the human ship, keeping her eyes on the aliens as Kyle Trax and his crew scrambled to regroup. But they weren't giving up easily. Trax pushed himself up, his face twisted in anger as he bared his teeth at the approaching soldiers. You think you can just take her, Terran scum? He growled, his blue eyes gleaming. The Aegis belongs to the Empire. She's coming with us. Lieutenant Maddox didn't even blink. Funny, I was about to say the same thing to you. With a swift hand signal, her squad raised their weapons, aiming directly at the aliens. Emma glanced at Maddox, who was watching her expectantly. "Look, I'd love to get in your spaceship and talk about all of this," she said, gesturing vaguely at the entire surreal situation. "But this suit has a mind of its own." Literally, Maddox raised an eyebrow, clearly unimpressed. "You've activated the Aegis. That means it's bonded to you. And you're right, it's got a mind of its own. But you're in control. So if you want to live, get moving." Emma sighed, trying to focus. "Okay, Xeron, let's go to the nice people with the big guns." "Affirmative," Xeron chimed, allowing her to move freely toward the ship. She kept one wary eye on the aliens as she stepped toward the open hatch. Just as she and Max reached the human craft, GTH let out a furious roar. "Stop them! The Aegis must be retrieved." Trax and the remaining alien soldiers charged forward, weapons blazing. Emma braced herself, but Lieutenant Maddox's squad unleashed a volley of blasts that sent the aliens ducking for cover. "Move!" Maddox barked, pulling Emma and Max onto the ship. The hatch hissed closed behind them as the engines roared to life, lifting them off the ground. Emma exhaled a breath she didn't know she'd been holding, finally feeling a flicker of relief. But that relief didn't last. Maddox turned to her, face serious. "You're going to need to give us control of that suit. It's far too dangerous for an untrained civilian." Emma crossed her arms, exasperated. "I'd love to hand it over, but in case you haven't noticed, it doesn't exactly come off easily." Maddox frowned, studying her. "Then you'll need training. A lot of it. If the Terran Empire's after you, they won't stop until they've got that suit back." Emma groaned, sinking against the wall. "So, I'm stuck with this thing?" "Looks like it," Maddox said, softening slightly. "And welcome to the front line of the galaxy's biggest arms race." Emma let out a shaky breath, staring at the now empty sky where the alien ships had disappeared. Her whole body felt electrified, as if every nerve was still buzzing from the battle. She turned to the soldier, her voice laced with exasperation. "So what now? I just hang out in this alien battle suit, waiting for the next wave of intergalactic maniacs to show up on my lawn." The soldier, Lieutenant Ray Maddox, gave her a measured look, her stern expression softening just a fraction. "Look, you may not want it, but that suit is now bonded to you. And it's not just any armor. It's a relic of power that half the galaxy would kill to possess." She paused, assessing Emma's shaken look. "If you want to stay safe and keep Earth safe, you need to understand that suit and learn how to use it." Emma rubbed her forehead, the weight of her situation sinking in. "Learn how to use it?" she echoed. "I didn't ask for any of this. I was supposed to be watching Sci-Fi, not living it." Max, still standing a few feet away, piped up excitedly. "Emma, this is amazing. You're like some intergalactic superhero. Think of all the adventures." Emma turned to him, shooting him an incredulous look. "Max, this isn't a game. I just blew someone up, and those aliens, they were ready to tear our planet apart to get this thing." Maddox nodded grimly. "He's right about one thing, though. You've stumbled into a much bigger world, Emma. There are countless species, alliances, and empires out there, many of which don't see Earth as anything more than a minor backwater planet." She paused, her gaze sharpening. "The Terran Empire is one of the more ruthless forces in the galaxy, and they're not going to just walk away from the Aegis. They'll be back." Emma sighed, pressing her fingers to the armor's chest plate. "So what's the plan? I can't exactly keep this thing hidden, and I don't want any more alien warlords showing up here because of me." Maddox considered her for a moment. "There's a base not far from here, one designed for situations exactly like this. Our tech team will do what they can to examine the armor, maybe help you understand how to control it. But you're the only one who can fully wield it. Like it or not, you're a key player now." Emma swallowed, the reality settling heavily. "Fine, but don't expect me to save the universe or anything." Maddox's lips curved into a faint smile. "Just focus on staying alive. That's a good place to start." She gestured to her team, who moved to secure the area and prepare the ship for takeoff. Max grinned, clapping her on the back. "Emma, you're a total legend. Just think, you might be the most powerful person on Earth right now." Emma rolled her eyes, but a reluctant smile tugged at the corner of her mouth. "You know, Max, sometimes I really wish you'd stop watching so many sci-fi movies." As she climbed aboard the ship with her new allies, her heart beat with a strange mix of fear and anticipation. She was still Emma Wilkins, a girl from a quiet town, but now, the universe had other plans for her. Whether she liked it or not, her life had just become something out of her wildest dreams or nightmares. Emma groaned, feeling a wave of exhaustion crash over her. "Of course they don't, because why would anything in my life be easy?" Max ran up, grinning ear to ear. "That was awesome. You just wiped the floor with those aliens. Emma, you're a total legend." Emma shook her head, rubbing her temples. "I'm not a legend, Max. I'm just a girl who wanted pizza and a movie. This was not part of the plan. Lieutenant Maddox stepped closer, her expression softening. Look, I know this isn't what you signed up for, but that armor, it's more powerful than you realize. And right now, like it or not, you're its operator. Emma's stomach dropped. Operator? No. I'm not anyone's operator. I just found this thing in the woods. I don't want to be part of whatever this is. The soldier raised an eyebrow. You just found it? Lying around? Emma nodded. Yes, I wasn't looking for alien armor. I was just trying to get home. Maddox sighed, rubbing her temples as if this complicated everything even more. Well, the Aegis armor isn't something that just goes missing. It's one of the most advanced technologies in the galaxy. The fact that it bonded with you means— Wait, Emma interrupted. Bonded with me? What do you mean, bonded? The soldier met her gaze. It means the armor chose you. You're its operator now, and that means the Terran Empire will come after you again. Emma stared at her, dumbfounded. Why would it choose me? I'm a teenager. I don't even know how to drive. Max, still caught up in the thrill, chimed in. Maybe it saw your potential. Emma glared at him, not helping. The soldier glanced at the sky, her expression turning serious. We need to get you somewhere safe. The Terran Empire won't be the only faction after you. Others would kill to get their hands on the Aegis. Emma let out a frustrated groan. Why is everyone so obsessed with this thing? It's just armor. Can't someone else wear it? Preferably someone who knows what they're doing. Maddox smirked. It doesn't work like that. The Aegis is more than armor. It's a legacy. And for better or worse, that legacy is yours now. Emma shook her head, still struggling to process everything. I just wanted pizza. Max grinned. Well, at least now you can fly to get it. Emma shot him a look, but a laugh escaped her despite herself. Yeah, because that's exactly what I need right now. Maddox gestured to the ship. We need to move. There's a lot to explain, but this isn't the place. Come on. Emma hesitated, looking from the sleek human craft to her quiet house. Her old life felt like it was slipping away faster than she could catch it. But what choice did she have? With a resigned sigh, she turned to Max. You're coming with me. I'm not dealing with this alone. Max's grin widened. Best day ever. As they boarded the ship, Emma took one last look at her street, knowing that things would never be the same. But for now, at least, she had her annoying, excited little brother by her side, and a galactic superweapon strapped to her. She could handle it, or at least she hoped she could.